Alright, welcome to Coops Mountain. This is the mountain that I have been building all of my stuff on right here. It's located close to the village. You can kind of see the village over there that's got a pathway ending over this way. Right behind me over there is the train station that heads to Bondo and Kwanzaa's village, and Jordan's mountains over there. You can tell because he's got his big name up there. My name is up here as well. So this is my mountain. I made some waterfalls, a tower, a village, and then a whole bunch of farms around the other side. So I'm going to do a quick tour of what it looks like around. So this is the main path coming up from the starter area. This is when I say village, I mean the starter village. Look up the mountain to see my name up there. It's a quick stair climb up here, and we get up to the first compound. So this is the first compound with my main tower here. I got banners. This is my symbol. Got a bell. On the right side here, let's start with the moat. So I have a moat here. Thank you to Bondo for providing with all the terracotta that makes the Finding Nemo look. So the moat goes all the way around the outside, including a defensive wall as well, just in case some of the animals get out of their pens. Over here we got the chicken and pig farm. Tons of chickens in there. I don't want to open the gate just yet because it'll let a whole bunch of them out, but they're hard to wrangle up. I got a glass globe on this side. I am using mods, so it will look different on my screen than yours if you're not using the exact same mod as me, but this is what the glass globe looks like. Over here we got another exit that goes all the way down to the water over there, closer to Kay's house, and there's a boat and a pier for fishing down there as well. Over on the backside is where the pig farm is. Got tons of pigs. Maybe a chicken or two got mixed in there. That's okay. Up here we got the bridge that goes across to the forest. And in the back here, this is the sheep farm with a pink stained glass globe around the outside. So I got one tower right here with two globes on either side, and then a thicket of bush at the bottom. And these sheeps are all different colors. These sheep, I should say. Inside the tower, this is kind of my main storage area right here, where I have all my stuff, a couple paintings, a couple boxes for farming, food, building parts, metals, glass, and dye. Down here is a mine. I'm not going to show that too much because there's not a lot down there other than mining stuff. This is my main crafting area with more special items, cobblestone and stone, dirt, gear, minerals, and building blocks. Up here we got a couple more places to craft, like the smoker and the cartography table. Still working on that. And then here is the glass elevator, water elevator that takes you to the top of the takes you to the top of the tower. So there's some glass parts up here, and the elevator takes you all the way to the top here, and then there is a ladder to go up to the roof. Up on the roof I got my enchanting table with a whole bunch of bookshelves around the outside, and these are lightning rods to catch the lightning. So this is the view out the front of the house here with the two waterfalls. That way is the main starter area, that way is the train station. And if you look on this side, this is where most of my farming and villages are. So I've actually built some villages myself. I'm not sure whose house that is. That's not mine, but everything else in this direction is all mine, including stuff in the valley down below. So I'm going to go and show that next. Oops. Make sure we close everything down. So getting down here is a little bit easier. You just hop in and float all the way down. There we go. Alright, so there are two exits out here. You can go this way into the forest, which is a rear bridge, but I'm going to actually go out the other way. That way is faster, but this way it's a little bit more beautiful. So this is the village that I've been working on. I call it Renzi's village, even though it says Coops' village, because I planted a bunch of roses for her. You can see I have my symbol on all the banners, even though they have some different colors. But this is kind of the main beautiful village area. I got a lot of flowers. Bondo provided some terracotta to make some like flower looking blocks here. This is a water well. I got some beehives, a lot of flowers, and this is kind of like the main village square. Haven't put in everything yet. I'm going to put in a second house over there eventually, but right here is just kind of a rest house if anyone needs a place to sleep. And and it's all very beautiful and floral in this area with the cherry blossoms. Down here is another cave. Over here, head up this way, you come over to, oh, I guess those signs are kind of hidden. I should probably fix those. These are the beginning of my farm. So here we have a cattle farm. Got a lot of cows. This is where my horse used to be. He unfortunately escaped, so I'm going to need to fix that a little bit. Over here, so this is where the bridge comes out from. So if you exit my house through the back door, you come across the bridge, and then there's this little forest area that you can head in this direction. So again, I don't know whose house is over there. You can see it over there. I don't know whose that is. But you can see here the auto farms are to the right and cattle farm is to the left. Up here we got a honey farm that's producing honey with bees. And the other thing that's down here is the greenhouse. So I got a little field here where I grow potatoes, wheat, sugarcane, and bamboo. And then in this greenhouse is my melon patch. It's all made with pink stained glass. And down here, I just picked all the melons. But yeah, you can see there's one over there that you can break up and take melons from. So this is my melon patch. I did also build a mangrove pyramid, which is over here. It was originally supposed to be a field, but so that pyramid right over here, but the crops didn't quite grow that well in that direction, so I changed it to a mangrove field. Over here are some non-auto farms. These are wheat and potato fields. I got quite a few of those, just in case I need a whole bunch of wheat and potatoes. And we'll get to that in a second. So this right here is the beginning of my auto farms. Right here we got the auto wheat farm. So I need basically press this button right here. It floods the fields, pushes all the wheat and seeds down into a hole in the bottom. I haven't actually planted since I recently did it, but you can see here I got a whole bunch of wheat and seeds that I can then go replant and wait for them to grow, and then just press a button so that they all automatically harvest. Over here, this one actually automatically harvests itself. I don't even need to do anything for this. When they reach a certain point, the sugar cane will use those pistons to pop into this chest. I just emptied it, so there's nothing in there at the moment. We got over here a nice little mangrove tree and another water well. This is the way up onto the top of the auto farm wall. Over here is a kelp auto farm. So you can see here it's got some kelp inside. When these kelp get long enough, the pistons cut them off, the water flows up and into this hopper right here, and it automatically harvests itself. And so that's the beginning of the auto farms. Over here you can see the farm field to the left and auto farms to the right. So most of my auto farms are down here. I may go sleep down here when it's nighttime. So once we get to the bottom here, you will see that I have 3 auto farms set up at the moment. This one right here is a small bone meal auto farm. So this will automatically farm bone meal. This one is a large bone meal auto farm. So you can see there that will automatically do bone meal as well, but it's a much bigger scale because it's 5 instead of 1. And this one is a wood farm that you take the bone meal from and put it in there, and this will produce wood. So for right now, I'm going to head over here just because it's nighttime. So right here is where I can go sit. This is kind of, it just says nothing. This is just a little hut for me to sleep in. I will wait until everyone's, oh, actually no, I don't have UI on, so let me do that now. All right, 2 players sleeping. So I also do have an automatic iron farm as well, and that will be triggered. All of the farms can be triggered if I stand on this little cobblestone square. So over here you can see my auto iron farm. So inside here, the way this works is there's a whole bunch of villagers that I've bred and trapped underneath the floor in there. There's also beds, there's workstations for them to go to. It's basically tricking the game into thinking there is a village right here. Then there is that magma piece right there. As time passes in the game, iron golems will spawn inside of this little hole here. The water from that corner will push them into the corner there where there is lava, and they will automatically be killed. And if you go down here, you can see that it feeds into a hopper and then into a chest, which is empty at the moment because you need to be close by to these auto farms in order for them to work. and I just emptied it out recently. Down here is a bunch of water slides that go down to the closest village. That's so that I can get the villagers up here, because I want to, it makes it easier. You can basically pick them up in a boat and actually swim them upstream and dump them inside there. And finally, the way that these oh, you can hear that. So there we go. So there's an iron golem. He hits the lava as it's going. Just kind of naturally hits there. Then he dies. All of the stuff that he drops gets funneled into that hopper. And you'll be able to see here that it spawns iron. And that actually fills up pretty quickly. If I'm standing in this area, it does about 2 or 3 stacks per day. So it's quite fast. So here we have the auto farm. So this one is bone meal. This one's the small bone meal farm. What you do is you flip this switch right here. Sometimes they don't work and I have to fix it, but it looks like it's working right now. So basically the way that this works is, let me get a little 360 view here of this machine. So the way this works is every time a sand block moves underneath the kelp, it will trick the kelp into growing 1 notch higher. So basically what I'm doing is using this sticky piston to move the sand back and forth to trick the game into thinking that the kelp is growing. It grows, and then the piston, once it hits the high enough range, will knock it down. Water carries it into this hopper, which then puts it into a composter, turning it into bone meal, which then puts it into a hopper and puts it in this chest. So that's the basic way that works. I am going to grab some of these so I can show off some of the other stuff over here. So that is the auto bone meal farm. If you turn on this switch and walk away from it, it will break. And that's because as you walk away, the different components will stop working. So you can see that these are all working in, on a timed system. Over here is basically a redstone clock. And then each of these powers the pistons and the sticky pistons. As you walk away, say if you walk in that direction, this part will turn off first, which will desync all the other parts of it. So you can't walk away. Sometimes it does break on its own if the sand kind of gets caught underneath here. So there are, and the kelp can accidentally get killed. So there are ways that it can break on its own just by being here, but it's not too hard to fix. If you do walk away though, it will break completely. So please don't do that, because then I'll have to rebuild it. So that's why I say do not leave on, please flip switch. And over here we have basically the exact same thing. So this is the same thing, only with 5 machines. It's a little harder to see inside, but it's basically doing the exact same thing. I'll do a quick tour right here. So it's again the exact same thing, only it is with 5 instead of 1. A little bit harder to fix if it goes down, because there's a lot more moving components, but more efficient. You can see here I just turned it on and it's already got 8 bone meal ready to go. So the last thing is over here is my auto wood farm, which I don't have a sign for yet. I gotta put that in. And this one does, it's not fully automatic. It does require you to stand in this hole right here and place saplings as it goes. But let me grab some bone meal here. I'll drop the seeds out. And let's see what that works like. So you basically fill the bone meal up in this chest, unless if the dispenser's full. Right now the dispenser is not full. And I'm going to turn on my UI to make this a little bit easier. So what you do is you flip the switch, stand in the hole. I'm going to wait for the cow to move out of the way. And then just as these grow up, once they hit a certain height, then these pistons will push the wood over. These ones over here will break a bunch of the leaves, not all of them, but a bunch, which will drop more saplings. And then I place the next one, and the process keeps going. It will push logs all the way down until it runs out of bone meal, essentially. So you can see here. So it's just pumping bone meal into this tree. As soon as the tree grows, it will move on to the next one. Sometimes the RNG is not great, such as right now. This is not ideal. You know what? I'm going to flip this off. Let's see, how much did it use? It used quite a bit. So I'm going to break that sapling. I don't know why it doesn't work all the time. Let's see if I have any better luck here. There we go. So now you can see. Oh, now it seems to be broken. turn the switch off, and it's still pumping. So that one, I haven't really figured this one out yet. It's still in need of work. I think I destroyed one of the components earlier, and that's why it's not working properly. So that will keep going, but the idea is that once it's done, it will keep pushing blocks or wood all the way down until the point where they are done. And you can see these pistons did destroy the trees. It just didn't automatically shut itself off, and I think it's because I accidentally destroyed. Actually, it was a creeper that accidentally destroyed one of the components here, and that screwed up the entire machine. So that kind of sucks. But I will come back and fix that in a little while. For right now, these ones do work, but you can see here sometimes they fuck up. So that one right there, it accidentally destroyed one of the kelp. So I need to go grab some kelp from in here and go up, turn the machine off. Alright, head on over here and use this trapdoor here to plant a new kelp. There we go. Now it should work again. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty sweet that it can automatically farm bone meal like that. You can see now that it's farming it again, and it's filling up here with a whole bunch. I believe the dispenser on this one. Yeah, okay, so that's all that really matters. As long as the dispenser's not pumping out the bone meal, I can just leave this on. It'll break and I'll come back and fix it. But that is the gist of my entire compound here at Coops Mountain. So we have the auto farms, the iron, the bone meal, the big bone meal, and the wood farm, which is under construction. Up here we got the farm fields on the right side as you're coming up the mountain. I forgot to turn them off, didn't I? I'm gonna have to fix those. I'm gonna have to fix all of them. Alright, so that sucks, but okay. You got the farm fields over here. Over here we got the kelp farm. Over here we got the sugarcane, the smaller field, the melon patch. This is more auto farm, sugarcane, and wheat, and whatever other crops you want to build. And then you get back into the village, and then Coops Tower, which is up here. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you can come and visit me up on my mountain, and I will have all those machines fixed for next time, so that hopefully you'll be able to just walk up and use them yourself. Alright. Oh yeah, now you did use some mods on the sun as well. Looks very beautiful. Alright, have a nice day. Alright, so just a small addition here. I think I managed to fix the machine here. There was one repeater that had gotten knocked out by a creeper up here, which broke the circuit. So let's see if this works now. Oops, didn't need to hit the chest there. Alright, so this is what should happen. Fills up with there, and then I plant a new one. And plant a new one, and it'll just keep shoving logs down as I plant them. You can't see it above me right now, but that is breaking the leaves above me there. Right as I look away. So it will keep going even when you're not placing branches. Let me face up here for this one. Sometimes the RNG gets really bad, and it seems to be whenever I'm looking in the direction I want something to happen. Alright. It could be that now there's so many leaves. Yeah, there we go. That was exactly it. So I need to keep breaking these leaves, basically. I might need to figure out some pistons for that. To make sure that there's enough sunlight coming through. There you go. So now it's just pushing logs down. You can see the leaves do break, and I guess it's not a perfect system. There we go. And when the leaves break, they do have a chance to drop saplings like that right there. And then afterwards you can run around and pick up all the saplings. So you can see it just keeps pushing it out there. I think the maximum it can go to is about 15 before the strength of the pistons can't push any more blocks. And the beauty of this is even though it's not fully automated, the bone meal behind me over there is constantly running so that I can just run over at the end of this and go fill up with more bone meal. There we go. Alright, now we've maxed out here. I gotta run around and turn it off before it wastes all my bone meal. There we go. And let's see how much I had filled up this entire dispenser here before, and it used up almost all of it. So that gives you an idea of how much you need right there to fill it up with. But now you can see right here, it just pushed up all these logs, and all I got to do is just run through and knock them all down. That is my auto wood farm. It does work. I just needed to fix it. Just wanted to add that in at the end there. Thanks for watching.